When it goes live. There we go. We are
What?
live.
It is Monday night. It is Sketchy Live, the podcast. You have found your way to the funnest place on earth on a Monday night, I think, in my opinion. Of course, I'm here. Itty B is here. Who is him? It's Johnny Jalopy. Who is that?
Itty B.
Itty B. What's going on? Hope you can't wait to talk to you about what we got in store this evening. We got lots to talk about. We're going to talk about the Kona 5 transformation to a pickup truck progress and much, much more. ADB's got some questions and stuff to go over. I'm sure it's going to be great. We're excited to be that you're here. And this is Sketchy Live Monday.
Such a catchy intro.
I love our intro. Hey, what's going on? It is Sketchy Live, the podcast version.
Yes.
We are going to be talking about so much tonight. We got so much to cover. There's a lot been going on over the course of the last couple days
Yes.
of my
the project, the transformation.
Kona 5 into a pickup truck. And really Johnny Jalopy turning into a pseudo fabricator as well. The transformation.
I'm pretty impressed. And I think the feedback thus far has been really good.
Yeah.
We posted some progress photos. Johnny posted those photos on his page. And then we did a little Q&A type thing the other night and had a really good response from that. But people are super stoked about the progress that you're making and what you're doing. So
it's been a heck of a journey. So Kona 5, our cool little Volksrad 66 VW. We started a project on this last Wednesday.
It was Wednesday of my it was day one
semi vacation. We had plans to go to a hot rod show that didn't pan out. So as you do, you make lemonade out of lemons, right?
Yes.
And that we changed our plans and decided to go ahead and do this project. So if you've been following along on Facebook, you've seen pictures. I plan to share some of those pictures tonight. We hope that you'll interact with us, ask questions.
Yes.
If you've got questions about the project, like what are you doing? Why would you do that? You're an idiot. Anything goes. We appreciate any of the comments.
Well, because when we went live over the weekend and did the video, the live, we did not look at any of the comments until after.
No,
we didn't announce anybody being on. We didn't really address anything. So I don't know. Did you go back and I know you looked.
I've addressed all the questions and comments on as much as I could on Facebook. There was a ton, and I sure appreciate the support and everybody's.
We just wanted to make it a little bit more interactive.
Yeah, and we did that quick little video that we sent to YouTube, and of course, if you're watching live on YouTube, we sure appreciate you stopping over there. And of course, always like and subscribe and comment and share to your friends. Let them know that Sketchy Live is not just a live drawing show, but it also is a podcast as well at times.
What we're doing here.
So the good thing about that, it kind of gives me a break from having to draw some stuff. I do have a preliminary sketch of Kona 5 that I kind of shared our last Sketchy Live Monday before this whole thing went down.
But did you make any modifications with the actual body work that from what you drew?
Not really.
So pretty true to form.
For sure.
Okay.
So so go ahead and let us know who's on, like normal, and then we'll get into it. We'll totally get into this discussion.
Perfect.
About the Kona 5 transformation.
I'm
gonna get a beverage.
We have Julie Anderson on with us tonight.
Thanks for
they've been doing some home improvement stuff as well. So maybe not metal fabrication, but fabrication nonetheless of sorts.
It is fabrication.
Congrats to you guys. I know you're looking forward to having that space all done.
Yeah.
We've got Paul Marziani joining us tonight from Bradenton, Florida, right here in our
Bradenton Motorsports, where
southern
all things
backyard.
cool happen. That was an easy clip if you want to send that.
There you go. There you go. In case you want to use it, you have our permission. James Olchin is joining us. Hello, Queen Nitty B and King Johnny from Lincoln, Nebraska, home of Speedway Motors. Zoom.
Ooh.
Fun.
Man, maybe you can help me on some shipping of some Speedway motor parts because I got an eye on something. Anyway,
we've got Frank Pupello joining us. Been waiting all week. It's time for Sketchy Live. Frank, we adore you. Thanks for tuning in.
Stopping by.
And Jim Pollen. Hey, everyone from Hobo's Hot Rod Garage in Horseheads, New York. Chop is looking great, man.
Hey, thanks so much. And of course, my mom is on. Sending love. Thanks, Mom.
I don't see her yet.
I just posted her picture there.
Oh, okay. Joe Lombardo is on with us tonight. Hey, from Jersey. V-Dub looking awesome. So there's
Thanks
another
so much.
supporter of the Chop.
We got some crazy stuff going on with this build. It's been a crazy road for sure.
But it's been fun.
Oh my God. It's been a blast. And that has been most of the interaction that most of folks have been asking and making sure that they comment as they're commenting. Make sure you're still having fun and don't get frustrated. And
I've got to say,
plans and
I have not seen you frustrated. You came up with there were a couple challenges. Maybe I just wasn't out there. I probably wasn't out there.
I didn't lose it. I will tell you, no, it didn't happen. Today, the welder bound up and I had line all chopped. Yeah. So I had to completely disassemble the welder and
but thankfully you know how to do that.
That was a cool part. I knew what I was doing. This happened. And as soon as I fed the wire back in, it jammed up again. And I was like, what am I doing? Okay. Change the tip. It's probably all gummed up and, from what the constant welding I've been doing for the last
buy extra tips.
Yep. So we did that, worked like a champ, and I was back in business.
Julie Anderson said everyone needs a friend with a truck. Yes. Well, we already have a truck, so this is not going to be a functional truck.
Hey,
this is going to be a fun truck.
The great news is this truck is one of those trucks that if someone said, "Hey, can you help me move in it?" and I'd be like, "Yeah, I could carry a dresser drawer."
Perhaps a bag of clothes.
Maybe a bag of clothes. There is going to be zero room in the bed of this truck.
We've got Howard Pierpont joining us. 87 degrees and sunny in Mineola, Texas tonight, where he is. So cool. He said, I missed the live weekend feed. That's okay. It was recorded.
Yeah.
So
it's on.
We did go live on StreamYard.
So I loaded it up to YouTube. So it wasn't live on stream.
Oh, it wasn't. Did we just go live on Facebook? Oh, I thought we did. We did not. I'm sorry.
We didn't. Okay. So that was that's what I did is I took that and then popped it up to
okay
YouTube.
So it's on Facebook and it's on
YouTube.
I'm sorry, guys.
Getting lots of views too, so thanks for the support over there on YouTube.
We've got the Evans watching tonight. Hi guys, Dan and Mary Evans here, our wonderful household fellowship friends. We love you guys. Thank you for your support always.
Did you say Robert Frost? Did you say that he showed up?
I'm still reading through the list, babe, so either you can do the introductions or I can.
Oh wow,
I haven't even gotten to mom yet because I'm still
pick up the pace.
You missed everybody else. Matt Williams, hello from a 94-degree Idaho. I got my shirt. Thank you both. Rocked it at a car show out in the country. I will be sure to get some pics with it and post them. That would be fantastic. We love it. Yep. We do have an album specifically for the Army photos.
Friends of the Giant Jalopy. Yep.
Yes.
Yep. Army.
Tracy Courtville's joining us. Hello, my favorite people. Much love to you from rain-soaked Rocky Mount, Virginia.
What's going on?
Yeah, we had a little bit of rain here today as well.
Yeah.
Julie said I needed a break from summer. We have worked nearly every day. Johnny has been, I think he's lost probably 30 pounds this week. Just
actually,
in sweat.
Officially, I have lost 10 pounds being out there.
Just because of the sweat.
Just sweating every single day out in the garage, fabricating. It's been way cool.
He's barely eaten. He's drank his weight in water.
Just glasses and glasses of water. Yeah, you're right. No lunch breaks, just powering through, trying to get this project done. Because I had a goal set for this project. Started on Wednesday, and I had till today. Today's my last day of my official goal, which was to have the cab basically enclosed by the end of today. And
how far did you go?
We'll talk about that, but yeah, I want to get it spill into it too much. But if you saw the pictures, you can see that I didn't make it.
That's okay. That's okay.
Yeah.
Lane Kelton is joining us. Welcome, sir. Fellow I was going to say fabricator, but I meant welder.
Yeah,
fellow welder.
Well, he's a welder.
Master welder.
I am a guy trying to figure out how to weld. So
Doug Cochran is joining us. Loved
up,
the old Kona 5. Admire the courage it takes to cut a car like that apart. Rock on.
Yeah, it was
a long, hard decision.
It's been quite some time. And then you and I talked about some other options because we were going to do the chop. And that was really the original plan, was we were just going to chop the top and make it look really cool that way. And then I started showing ADB some pictures of Volkswagen trucks.
I fell in love.
And she was like, "Oh my God, these are so cool. Why can't we do that?" And I'm like, "Well, we can. It's just it's a lot more work, which you can see it's a lot more work.
You haven't even started on that back part yet. This is just getting the cab done.
Oh, on the bed, yes.
Yeah, on the truck bed.
Yeah.
That's a whole other project
in itself. Yes.
Do you think that's going to be easier?
I think yes, I do think it's going to be easier because it's realistically, I've already done smaller versions of the framing of it by building the whole back of the cab that I did today, basically.
And is that something that you can fabricate and then put on, or do you have to piece by piece?
The initial, based on what I'm going to try to attempt to do, I believe initially I'm going to have to kind of build the framing piece on the bug, and then once I've got the main part down, measurements, and then tack welded in, as far as where I'm going to mount it and that kind of stuff, I'm basically mirroring that image one more, and then we attach the bed sides, the bed front, and then the tailgate. So realistically, it's the rest of it'll be done with the bug outside, and then building the truck bed in, taking the bug. That's where I'm going to need your help, probably carrying it out there, setting it on it, pulling it off, finishing the fabrication.
And it's been great that I'm working from home. I did take off Wednesday last week to work with you.
It was great.
And I helped. And then each day on my lunch break and then after work, I have gone out there to kind of assist.
Today you were a huge help. You helped me with some measurement stuff.
Yeah.
I needed second hands to do some measuring on building the backside of the cab. And that was huge. And then we just got some really crappy weather here today around 3 o'clock.
And yesterday wasn't great either.
I lost 2 hours of time, probably 2 to 3 hours total. This morning wasn't bad. It was kind of calm in the morning. And then around the middle of the day, it started getting windy, but it was still at least not raining. So that was a little challenging. So I really had to pull the bug inside the garage to, keep the welding gas, the shielding gas.
And I didn't even realize that was a thing. I'm thinking, oh, it's nice and cool out there. There's a little bit of breeze going on. He's going to be in his glory. And you're like in the garage with the door half closed. I'm like, why are you not letting the air in? And now I realize it was because of the gas. This is, again.
Yeah, I didn't.
Wouldn't have even
known. Funny is I didn't even really think about that either, even though I understand the ideas of how the shielding gas works and stuff. When I was doing it, even in the beginning, I was like, why am I having so much trouble? And then Art it was like, hey man, it's a little breezy. You sure you don't want to shut that door down? It's like, oh shit, that's right. No wonder.
Huge shout out to Art Smith.
Art Smith, man, huge.
Came by, spent almost the entire day here.
Yeah, it was so good. He helped me so much. He helped me on the part that was the hurdle, which was if you've seen pictures, and we're gonna go through some pictures here too. I'm gonna share my screen and we're gonna go through some of that stuff. Excuse me, Big ZD, way to go. The back of the cab part, or the back of the bug, cutting that portion off, even though a lot of it was already pretty cut up inside that I didn't even know. It was very concerning for me that I was like, how am I going to get that out without hacking through the suspension? And at one point I actually did nick a shock tower, put a little cut in it, and today I welded it up and fixed it.
Nice.
I can't even believe
that's how we do over here at Jalopy.
For me, I was like, oh my God. And Art's like, just you'll weld it and fix it. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. So today, after I was doing a little bit and I was back on that side of the car, I hit it with the welder, filled in the spots, ground it down. Looks like brand new. Well, it's better than brand new because it's all shiny. So I want to get some rusty on there.
And I had an opportunity to come out and look at your welds from today. And tons better.
Way better, right?
Tons cleaner. Yeah. You're really coming along. So
yeah, I got my adjustments.
Super proud of you.
My adjustments set a lot better. I watched a few more videos, and I had to do some adjustments, and yeah, it's running much better. But again, that, like I said today, I'm going after it. I got doing part of the frame. And I'm like, get, and I'm like, where's the wire? And it was all jammed up inside. So
and this is your new welder.
Yep. So I had to pull it all apart, pull it out, refeed. Still jammed because the tip. I guess I was too close when I pulled the trigger a few times and got it real hot. And some of the weld went on top, covered basically the tip.
You know what? That happens with my glue gun all the time. Same premise.
So really. I had, luckily, like you said, I had bought a bunch of tips and I just changed the tip out. Boom, I was back in business.
Let me tell you who else we got on here. We've got Mark Chaparro joining us. Hello from Manteca, California.
Hey, what's going on? Thanks for stopping by. We're just chatting about the Kona 5 transformation.
We've got Larry Short. He says, good work.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate
it. Ralph Pops Sanchez. I love it.
Hey, what's going on, man?
San Antonio, Texas.
Thanks for stopping by. We really appreciate it.
Kevin Malone, loving the transformation. I'm doing something similar to my 70 bug. Mine will be bagged.
Oh, nice. Good for you, man. That's again, I'm hoping now that I've got a little bit of understanding of, maybe that's a possibility. The coolest part is, I'm looking at my old 51 out there, and a lot of the things I've learned just with the sheet metal stuff has been great. And I'm like, oh my God, maybe I can start attacking the floors in Raquel.
That's what I'm thinking.
And who
You're
knows?
Gonna have a bunch of metal left over. We may wind up keeping her. You never know.
I don't know.
I'm confident driving Raquel.
Yeah.
What do you?
I'm not saying you're not confident. I'm just saying it's been sitting for a while. I'd want to.
Well, yeah, I'm not going to take it out of the
and all that kind of
driveway.
Stuff. Yeah.
Ken Farrell said, "Hi, EDB and Johnny. I like where your project's going. How many tools have been thrown across the garage? LOL."
To be honest, I really I've been out there a lot by myself. The only day that was a little frustrating is we got a new puppy. Mm-hmm. It's a monster, of course.
She's adorable.
Yeah, and you it was on Saturday when you were going to get your hair done, so I was kind of dog sitting and fabricating at the same time of a puppy.
She's not quite the shop inspector yet.
No, not yet. And so we're doing great. She's sitting out there. I got her tied. I'm trying to find some place to put. She's so strong. I'm looking at the garage door and thinking, if I attach her to the garage door, she's just gonna rip this stuff right out of the wall. Yeah. She's so strong. So I'm like, oh, let me throw a rim, classic junkyard dog style. Let me throw a rim I've got and tie her leash to it, and she's not gonna go far enough. What's she gonna do? Drag a rim down the street?
And she did.
And sure enough, that's exactly what happened.
It's hilarious.
20. I had to do like a 50-yard sprint, and this fat guy don't sprint, to try to keep up with her, dragging this rim down the street.
I wish I had been here to see it.
Oh my God. Funny. So then it was bring her back, and then it was just that was at least about a 45-minute loss of time. But yeah, so that was the only time that really got a little frustrating.
And it was because of the dog. It wasn't even because of your build. So funny.
She's a puppy. It's not her fault.
Joe Lombardo said, "Oh, geez, I was watching the Sunday live feed on Tuesday. Woo, I'm glad to know I wasn't being ignored." Oh, sorry.
No. You're good.
Corey Siebert said, "The car is looking really good, Johnny." He's digging it.
Hey, thanks so much.
We've got Mark Akalowitz joining us. Hi, Johnny and Eddie B. Greetings from the very dry Toms River, New Jersey. Our buddy from the car show up there that we got to meet a few weeks ago.
Great car show.
Scott Ferguson said, "So it's Eddie B's fault." Sweet. Yeah, I think the truck idea. Yep, that's all me.
Oh, the truck idea. Yeah, I mean, kind of. But you know what? I'm so glad that we decided to do it, because it's really pushed me.
It's pushing you to
really pushed me
way out of your comfort zone.
Way out.
But I also think because we love trucks, the two of us.
I do.
What's my, like, I want a 49 Merc, but what was my second?
Truck. Any truck.
C10.
And same for me, really, I talk about wanting a 20 or 30s car. It's really a truck I want.
Yeah.
Like Model T, Model A Roadster. So, it's kind of a little bit. We've talked about it before that when we bought Kona, being fenderless and stuff, that was my poor man's 32 Ford, and so now I'm kind of doing my poor man's 32 Ford truck.
Corey Coles is joining us. He said it's metal. If you make a boo-boo, cut it off and do it again. And that's something we're learning.
It happened. That happened in the chop. I chopped one side, a half an inch, almost an inch too much.
Oops.
And I'm sitting in the garage. You guys even looked at. I had it all attached, took pictures of it, posted it, and I think somebody might even have commented on Facebook. And then Kevin came outside with me, and he was looking. He goes, "Hey, that one side looks a little low." And I'm like, "Does it?" So I'm looking at it again, and then I go, "I didn't even measure. I just took a level and put it on top of the roof, and it was level." Thinking, "Oh, it's level." So then I go over and I measure, and sure enough, I cut off the back B pillar up an inch, probably an inch too short.
So did you fill it in then?
Yeah. So I took. Luckily, I'd saved what I cut, and I took a piece an inch out, welded that in, and then took the piece I had cut off, welded that on top of that.
And I will say this, there, when you walk out into the garage, there are just little bits of pieces of car everywhere, but thank God you're saving everything. And
oh yeah,
we can probably use a lot of this stuff.
Well, a lot of the pieces. So there's some bigger spots where I had to do pie cuts. So I'll be able to take those small little pieces and make little pie cut slivers to stick in, to weld in, to take up some of that spacing. And then also, Ian gave me a great suggestion. He goes, "Yeah, when you got little gaps, just take some of that thin metal that you've cut and kind of feed it in like a TIG, and it'll fill too." Mm-hmm. So I've done a few spots with that, and it's worked like a champ. So
nice.
So it's been really cool. I've learned a bunch of different little techniques on the fly, and again, it was like people said, when you screw up, you just cut it and redo it. Just like today, I cut out the back end to put the rear portion of the roof. And just before it started to rain, I noticed that I had it off by like a half an inch. It had slipped backwards, so I just cut it and moved it forward and reattacked it. Now it's ready to go.
Yeah. Corey Siebert said, "Can't wait to see more." Gary Ploppen. Is it Ploppen? Ploppen. It's Ploppen. Damn you, Gary. I can't remember. It's Gary P. Says Gary car P. looks good. We've got Tracy Gordville talking about his weight loss journey, and we are thankful for that working for you, Tracy, and we're praying for you with the cancer. We hope you get better and get healed. So we'll keep you in our prayers. Lizzie Daughtry is joining us. Hello, you two. Sorry I'm late. Had to put Steven to bed. No worries. Lizzie's usually the first one on. So yeah a little concerning, Lizzie. Just kidding. We're happy that you're with us. We have got fabricator Shaggy LeBlanc on the broadcast. He said, "We're going to send you some pics of the one that was at the show we were at. Pretty cool. Might help." Okay. What do we got going on here?
So I shared my screen on me. Do you have it there? Mm-hmm. So there is where we pulled the back of, there's the roof. There's the back of the bug off. So you can see, can you see my cursor and everything too?
Mm-hmm.
So this back portion back here, this is the side I had. It was down too low.
Let me make it super big.
So that B pillar.
There we go.
So that B pillar right there, I had in this picture. There's now 3 cuts.
Okay.
And it's re-welded in. So that was where the mistake was made. And there's the framing of the rear end of it. So we're getting there. I'm trying to find. And there's the starting of the back of the cab where we folded over.
Frame that out.
We folded over some of this sheet metal on the sides there. Mm-hmm. Don't look at my booger welds. They're not, again, they're getting better each time. And here's this piece I was talking about. So I cut this out of the back of the bug, and so I tacked in one side and went over here, and I was a half inch too far this way. So we're getting there.
Yeah, it looks great. Mary Evans says, "Way to go, Mr. Good Torch." I love it.
Yeah. So the old roof is going to work back in.
Yeah, that's the roof insert that we had before.
We'll probably temporarily be using that, but our plan is we're going to go to a canvas top.
Yes.
So that with snaps, so that we can unsnap it and roll it backwards.
Right.
And have it open for the sun, because we couldn't really do that with this big piece of sheet metal when we'd be traveling and stuff. So there was a little pinch here on the side, and I've gone in there and I've cut some slices in the metal to fold that over. There's me straddling
the back tire, no big whoop.
So it's been a lot of fun. There's the final shots from today.
Look at that. Look at how low the front looks.
Yeah.
The chop part of it looks great.
Yeah, it's gonna look great.
Yeah, I can't wait.
So,
Lizzie is advertising for her auction every Wednesday night at 8:30 p.m. on YouTube. Ms. Butterfree 34. Come check it out. Please join her. Scott Hill is joining us.
Hey,
hello,
what's up,
you
Scott?
two.
What's going on?
Welcome.
So hopefully those pictures helped with kind of envisioning what I've been up to. Just a quick share because we're getting close to running out of time. Or no, we're 9:30, so
yeah,
we're so good. We're still good.
Yeah, we're good. Ray Haas is joining us. So the car is looking good.
Ray,
Thank
what's
you,
going
Ray.
on? Yeah, so we had a lot of fun today building the back of the cab. So this evening I've been in the search for either how to build a rear window opening, which I just saw a video right before we got on, how a guy built his a new window framing in. But I've also been looking at the mail slot windows you can get on Speedway as a possible option too. Really give it that hot rod look.
It would be easier to get it and just install it rather than us having to try to frame it out ourselves.
Yeah, it's a different look for sure, and it'll keep that flat back panel. But I don't know. We'll see. There's a part of me that really wants to be able to kind of see out the back, and that's the only problem with it. Looks cool with that really thin window in the back, but functionality as far as being able to really see.
Since when has this been about functionality?
Point taken.
Ralph Pop Sanchez said, I met Johnny at Sons of Speed event, New Smyrna. Showed you pictures of my Jeep Rat Rod.
Oh, that's right. Hey, man.
I'm an amateur builder as well. Lots of fun. So I think he's probably feeling what you're dealing with out there in the garage.
Man, you're probably way, way ahead. I don't even want to call myself an amateur builder. It's definitely, but I feel way more confident in here. And again, the thing that I really wanted to talk about was, again, I had made a goal, and as somebody who's just jumping into learning how to fabricate and build stuff, and again, I'm probably talking out of school because there's plenty of you fabricator guys that just kept saying, hey, don't be afraid to change plans, don't be afraid to, if things don't work out, you can always do something a different way, and don't let it discourage you, because I can see easily how, as you're building something in your vision, and then you're like, I can't make it work. Like the top of the roof, just trying to figure out how I'm going to keep some of the arch, because it is a bug, it's round, but I'm trying to flatten it out a little more than round, because it's going to happen for the front. Go ahead. You were going to say something?
Yeah, because we've talked about doing projects before. There's a ton of people that watch us on Monday nights that have projects in the works all the time. And we talked about how hard it is to make the time to do it.
Yeah.
And the fact that it's taken us this long to start any type of vehicle project, because there's been plenty of them planned and talked about.
Yeah.
And the fact that you've now done it, you're in it now. And I don't foresee you, even though you didn't meet your goal, I don't foresee you letting this rot out in the garage. You're driven to get it done. And I think it just had to be the right time for you to really say, I'm going to do it. And it was also the acquiring of everything necessary, all the tools necessary to do what you needed to do.
Well, and with that being said, there's plenty more. I can 3 or 4 different tools that I wish I had at the moment. For instance, I wish I really kind of had a roller just to be able to make stuff with some arcs. I wish I had a pan brake where I can make some 45s. And I know there's different ways that you can still break metal over, and that's my plan, is to utilize it. Luckily, before we started this project, I had saved a bunch of angle. Oh my God, I just thought of something.
Breakthrough.
I have a bunch of huge pieces of angle too sitting in the back of Kona, or Raquel. I forgot all about those. Okay, anyways. Oh my God. That's going to work for so many things. Okay, anyways. but I had saved some pretty good, like 15-foot pieces of angle steel, and they've been working. Like you saw the back of the cab. Most of what I framed out of the back of the cab was that angle steel that I had kept. I've had those pieces for 5-6 years.
And how many times have I said, why are we keeping this?
And I was like, I got a plan for this stuff.
So, ladies, if your men are keeping stuff in the garage, let them keep it so you can save money later.
So anyways, a pan brake would be great, but luckily I had saved some of the steel that already had a 45-degree angle in it, and it's nice thick gauge steel.
It's a good thickness.
Yeah, so I've been able to utilize that for a lot of different stuff already, just building the back of the cab. So that saved me. The 1-inch square stock I've been using has been working great. It's nice and thick, still strong, but not overly heavy. So I've been utilizing some of that. I need to probably go buy some of that. But anyways, so a pan brake, a roller would be great. And man, the more I'm looking at, it would be awesome to be able to, if I had a bead roller, to be able to put a bead in the sheet metal to make it strong too. But we'll figure something else out. There's other options. You can pound the shapes into metal to make things strong too. So I might have to do some of that. But yeah. But again, the goal was to be finished with that cab by today, and I didn't make my goal.
But you do have it framed out.
You keep going to the butt. And I know this is what we talked about before, because you're like, oh, don't make it where you're talking bad about you didn't make your goal, and that's not good. No, it is good. I want to talk about the fact that I had a goal, that today was going to be the day that I pushed myself to get that goal finished by today. And I didn't make my goal. But I'm not letting that discourage me. It just means I got pretty darn close with zero. I learned how to do everything as I was doing it.
Yeah.
So I think I made myself an unattainable goal, really, but I came close to that unattainable goal.
You did.
So I will tell you, if you're out there and you're not a master fabricator, like a lot of our people here that are watching, and man, we love you guys because you're so inspirational. And you're thinking about getting on a project, or maybe you've got a car that's got a few rust holes, and you'll be like, man, if I only knew how to fix this stuff. I'm going to tell you, jump on YouTube, watch these other Ian Russell's channel is a great channel for information on how to weld, fabricate, make things, patch panels. There's a ton of different guys out there that are doing some really cool stuff, and you can take little bits and pieces from everybody and utilize some of their skill sets and ideas, and just go out and try to accomplish it. And then, of course, surround yourself with supportive people, which I've been fortunate enough that a lot of people have been so supportive, who have offered, hey, if you need help, or have given advice, and I've appreciated every piece of it. I've read every piece of it, good, bad. To be honest, it's all been good. You've all been so supportive, and I'm really appreciative of that. And this has been another portion of my dream as somebody who's in the automotive stuff, is to not only build or draw cool stuff, is to want to build my own stuff. So,
and you're doing it.
Yeah, I'm going to shut up now.
Matt Williams said, I vote for you to keep Raquel. You can make it your next project. Love to see what you would have in mind.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many. What's so funny is, how many times I thought about making it into a truck.
Oh, geez. Then we're just going to have a whole family of trucks here.
And then I thought about how cool would it be to make it a sedan delivery.
Julie Anderson brings up a great point. She said, so your neighbors might have a Ring camera. Maybe there's some footage of Johnny chasing the dog down the street.
They may.
That's awesome.
It's pretty funny. Can you imagine? So I'm just drenched in sweat. And then there's, I think I even still had my welding helmet flipped up. So here I'm running.
That's hilarious. Michael Williams said, been following your project, want to see the back of your cab. So again, not quite done yet, but can you shoot the photo of the framing?
We can do that again.
Because we did get that done today.
Sure.
I say we. I'm including myself. Hey, I half own that garage. According to you, I take up the majority of space in it. So
let's see. We'll find it here. The back of the cab.
That's the beginnings.
That's the beginnings of the framing of it. So there's the angle pieces that I had there, and I did make a frame up around this way, and then some angle here, and then some more of that 1 inch. Let's see. There it is.
Okay, so you can see how that's framed out. We've got the area in the middle there that we're going to try and fit the window in.
Another piece of 1 inch up top here, and then it's got some angles cut on there and there, so that as the crown of the bug
the arc
roof goes up, and then I actually had 2 more pieces, which you can see they're jammed up here, continues the arc. So there's a total support of the arch itself, and it's sitting really nice with the roof on it. So this is the body that's been cut, and then it's being folded around. So the plan is, my next plan of attack is I'm going to put another structure across here, and then I'm going to build into the floor some more angle so that I can basically lay a piece, either one piece of sheet metal that starts here down, and then another piece of sheet metal that goes up with the crown cut, maybe even a third piece up on the crown portion, and then that's where I'll cut in my window, and we'll attach it to the side.
Just the fact that you left the body long on the bottom there, so you could bend it around and make a rounded look, because that's what you decided to keep around.
So my hopes is, the way I plan to do this is that I'll be able to cut this steel, cut that steel, and then butt weld, or maybe even overlap the weld with the sheet metal and encase the back of the truck, and then that's it. Then we're on to finishing the welds. I still got to do the framing of the windows. You can see, get a good shot of the side of the windows. So I still got to do the framing of the windows. Those have still been cut. I haven't added those in yet. And then there'll be sheet metal over the top of this to close that, so there will not be a back window.
No, we opted for a
side window.
Zero back window.
And so it'll just be a back window and front window, and the two. And then, of course, I'm going to buy the full window kit from Impy, so we don't have any window wings anymore.
Right. So. Yeah, which will be cool.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
And then once all that's done and we've got the truck bed, then we'll come back in here and we're going to repair all this stuff.
Yes.
And it's the same on the other side. So lots to do still.
Yeah. No, but it looks great. We've got Bob Shaboom Fries on the broadcast with us tonight. Great job. Hi, guys. They just went. There is a ton of stuff going on up there in Michigan.
Every weekend there's some cool,
always something going on, and they're all involved in it.
Yeah, so awesome.
Fantastic.
And it's awesome. Thanks for sharing pictures.
Yes.
And we love watching what you guys are doing. And they've been taking a ton of photos. They took some photos of a couple bugs and different stuff too.
Yeah, Shaggy said he was going to send you something.
Yeah, and it was really helpful, because a lot of it was like, I wonder, because that's the thing. You'd think there'd be a ton of photos, and there are a ton of photos, but it's all the done, finished photo. Trying to find information of how guys have done it, how other ways guys have done trucks for these things. There ain't a lot of info. So again, I've watched a few videos that aren't in English. And had to take screenshots of, like, okay, that's how they did. Okay, there's what they did that. Okay, that's how they did that. So far, I haven't done much of what they've done, but it's helped with a lot of just
having an idea of how it works. Yeah. Michael Allen is joining us. He says, "Cool chop." Thank you. Jim McMillan says, "Awesomeness." So you're getting some really good feedback.
Yeah, we also both sat in it after with the chop and making sure that we could see out the window, and of course we put the visor on, and I think the height we have height I always get that wrong. I was at a th height wooder. We sat in it and it's perfect.
Yes.
What's interesting is it's so funny when we were in the bug before, it felt like there was so much more room, and then we both sat in there. I was like, why does it feel like you're on top of me right now?
It was the way I was sitting.
Is that what it is?
And we were not sitting on a cushion. I think when we were up a little higher.
Oh, maybe. Yeah.
Our shoulders were a little offset.
Yeah, maybe.
James Olchin said, "How do you get anything done in that shop? There's no room." Dude, looking great. First of all, James, not a shop. Yes. It's our garage. And I have garage laundry out there and my storage for all of my decorations. So there's that.
And then camping stuff.
and our second fridge and our
camping stuff
laundry sink
and our camping stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And that was half the battle, was getting that garage clear just to be able to pull it in for the little bit of room we do
Listen,
have. So
you, from what I have, I am not complaining about how much room I've had.
You're able to get around each side.
Yeah, and again, the worst scenarios I've had to pull it out to where I can get at it. But a lot of the work's been done with it inside the garage, where I could have closed the doors and just been, maximizing the room I can and trying.
Lighting out there is terrible.
It's
so
terrible.
Thankfully,
and I can't see.
Thankfully, you've had some sunlight coming in.
Oh my God! And I made the worst mistake today. And I'm gonna shout it out there for any of you new fabricator guys and stuff, and old welder guys, and Lane Kelton probably will be yelling at me.
He's gonna be horrified.
But I was in such a zone, and I was going, and I was.
You were probably cutting,
welding, grinding, welding, cutting, grind. And at one point, and I was like, oh my God, I just ruined myself. I thought I put my welding helmet on, and I put my grinding shield on and flipped it down, sparked the thing, and went, oh shit, I can't see. And there was a lot of quick praying, and I was like, oh man, God, please don't let me ruin my vision. It's already bad as it is. And luckily, within about 3 or 4 minutes of just kind of sitting and with my eyes closed and a lot of praying, yeah, I was good. So
maybe you fixed your eyes. Take your glasses off.
No,
I
can tell you right now, I can't. I still couldn't see. But so slow down. I will give you advice, if I could give any advice. Slow down. Be careful. That stuff is dangerous. And
yes,
it really scared me because I was like, oh my God, who's to say if I still don't have something? But I'm praying. So
you're not seeing any lights.
Some added prayers right now would be great that I didn't screw up my vision. But no, I'm not seeing any dots. But I'll tell you what, whew, that wasn't good. It was not good.
Unreal. Dwight Wallace said, what's crack-a-lackin', y'all? It's looking awesome, Johnny. He's digging it.
What's up, super fabricator guy too?
Jake Cruz, looking good. I used the back panel of an old Ford Ranger on my VW Roadster pickup that I'm building.
Yeah, so that's something the area that I'm in, it's been a struggle. I've been on Craigslist. I've been trying to look through. I haven't gone to any wrecking yards yet, because that was everybody's been sending me photos of where they've taken older trucks, the back of it, cut, sliced down, and grafted that in. And I keep thinking that would be a great option as well if I could find one that isn't. I'm on a super budget. I've already spent the extra budget I had I spent on having to buy a new welder.
Yeah.
So the extra money that I probably could have went and bought another cab, went to continuing the project because my other welder had died. So I'm still on the lookout. We're at the point I'm at. I've got a couple days now. I got to go back to work. So we're now back in kind of which I think is going to be good in this whole thing, to be honest. Stepping back, 5 days of hitting it hard to really step back, slow down a sec, think about some other options of some stuff. Would be cool if I could find the back of a truck, a cab. It wouldn't reduce the what I've already put in there. It would help because it structurally has just made that whole back end a lot stronger. So it is a possibility, but that's a great Ford Ranger. I was thinking S10 or a Ford Ranger. I was even considering some full-size truck stuff, but everything I have around here, they want so much money for, and to be honest, I don't have another place to put another whole nother cab of a truck.
We do
I have
not.
the back of a Volkswagen. I got to figure out what I'm going to do with.
Put it on the camping stuff.
Yeah.
No. Tom Einon, EYNON. What's up, Johnny? Welcome to the broadcast. That's a new name.
Yeah, hey,
we appreciate checking it out.
In. And I'm sure hoping that some folks that have checked out the YouTube video and the little thing we've done on the VW Chop, that we've got some new viewers, and we sure appreciate you guys hanging out with us. Again, you're watching on YouTube and of course Facebook. Please hit like and subscribe, and please comment, on the videos, ask questions. If you have questions now, I'm loving the questions that people are asking, because it's really, it's cool to kind of break it down and share what I have done, because again, photos, but and again, I'm not claiming to be an expert or how this is how you do it. It's just nice to kind of, okay, this is what we went through, because it's been a journey.
Mhm.
It's been an emotional roller coaster. It's been a lot of time by myself, getting myself into pickles and going, oh my god, dude, okay, how do we get out of this? And trying to really think, okay, how can I get out of this, or what's my next move? I find myself, as I'm working through the other side, I'm like, oh, let me hit a couple more tacks on that sheet metal. Dit, dit, dit. Since I got the welder out and I'm coming by it, I'm trying to, like, as I go to grinding stuff, then I go, oh, let me grind. I'm on this side of the car. Let me start grinding some of the old welds out and get it to where, and I can see where I got to fill in some more. I have had some one side I've got a lot of blow through, and it's frustrating me because I can't seem to get it to stop making a hole, and so I got to figure a way to work through that, which is probably, I'm just going to cut it out and put a fresh piece of steel in and weld that in. But it's been fun trying to figure it out.
Mark Calowitz said you may be able to use a side window or rear window from a VW bus. Those may be hard to come by.
Yeah. So again, and this is for me, like every ounce of me has been like, maybe put it on Facebook that you're looking for these parts,
Mm-hmm.
And then it'll be mine. Like, people go, dude, I got some, and here it is, and here's how much it is, and I'll go, shoot, I don't really have the money to go buy. So I don't want to waste anybody's.
Maybe this is a good time to
I don't want to waste
the website.
Yes, JohnnyJalopy.com. Let me hit that. Let me brand that. Let me brand us really quick. Yes, please head over to JohnnyJalopy.com and pick up some shirts, hats. Got the new gray OG Johnny Jalopy hat. Wearing the Johnny Jalopy. We got beanies. We got all kinds of stuff. Please hit up the website. I will tell you, the last couple weeks, you folks have been ordering t-shirts from us. ADB's
Yes.
Design has been kicking butt. It's so cool. You guys actually helped with this project with your support, because that allowed me to go purchase that welder.
Yes.
That I wanted to do this project. So you helped
We are
hugely.
thankful.
So thankful that you guys.
Yeah, Johnny Jalopy Art is funding this project.
Yes, as it should,
for sure. Tracy Courtfield, good question. He says, oh, hold on, where did it go? Oh, what are you planning to do the 51? So again, it's on the back burner right now. We still may sell it.
There's a part of me that still thinks I'm gonna probably end up selling it, because again, ultimately, the vehicle I want is not that. It's not that.
Yeah,
it's not.
Bob Applegate said, use your envisioning tool.
I've been using.
He's been doing
a lot of that.
He's been doing that.
Yeah, for sure.
Ralph said, always remember, no rules when you build your own stuff. Confidence comes slowly. Keep going, and you have Ian.
Thank you. And listen, I do, and I'll thank him publicly. Thank you, Ian Russell. He's been at a moment's notice. The other day, I was like, hey man, I got a couple questions. You got a second or two? And my phone rang, and he called me, and he was like, hey, what's going on? So I talked through a few things that I was having some trouble with. It was the settings on my welder and some other stuff I had questions about. And he helped me. And he was like, yeah, dude, do this, try this. And
I'm pretty sure he was at that show.
No, they hadn't left yet.
Oh, okay.
Because I said, I know you're getting ready to travel.
Busy.
I hate to bug you. I know you're busy. So if you have a sec. And again, my phone immediately rang. So I cannot thank Ian Russell enough for not only his tutelage, his mastery of what he does as a fabricator, and of course the inspiration that he is as a builder. And I'm a fan of his as well. But I will tell you, it's been amazing to have that guy as my friend, and he's been a very great friend, where he's been supportive and he's been there,
encouraging,
when I have questions. And he just keeps telling me, do it, keep going, keep doing it, so thanks, Ian. I appreciate it. And of course, thanks, Jamie. We appreciate both of you guys, and we can't wait to see you guys soon or at some point, hopefully soon. But I can't thank that guy enough.
Ray Haas said, before you go too far, sit in the car and see how your vision is out the windshield. We did do
Perfect.
that. We did do that,
Yes.
and it's just enough.
Just right.
Kevin Malone said, check out Moeller, Moler Inc. on here. He has a good set of pictures on the process he did on the rear roof top radius using exhaust pipe and pie cutting. It may give you some ideas.
Oh, hey, that's a great idea.
You've utilized the pie cutting for sure.
Yeah.
Several times. Mark said, if you use a VW bus window, leave some extra metal around the window frame, which you've done.
Well, that was, I wish I had a VW bus back window, because if you guys recall on the Johnny 5, that's what Ian did. He built he took the whole back of top section of a VW bus, and that's what he built the back of the cab. Actually, I think he took the whole, but he made the back window of the Johnny 5, which is a truck as well. And unfortunately, I don't have access to the back of a VW bus, or that would be awesome. I would have totally.
Or we'd just be driving the bus.
I even looked around. Again, I was like on Craigslist and Marketplace, and I'm like, maybe somebody's got an old hatch off of like a SUV or something I could use. And everything, I started looking at them more and more. There's so much window, and I don't want a lot of window.
No.
So the metal would be great for the backside to cap it off. That would probably work okay. But then it's just another piece I've got to discard. So I'm really trying to limit what I'm bringing home and trying to figure out what I'm going to do. So we'll figure it out, though.
Tracy Corfield said, get a sandbag. You can pound on the metal on it to help with your metal fabrication. Yep. And Scott Hill said, put together a sandbag to form some of your pieces.
Yes, for sure. So that's coming too. I'm hoping to see if I can, I'm going to be driving around the neighborhood looking for somebody cutting down some of these trees around us and trying to get a big piece of stump as well to put a concave in. Because that is a great fabricating tool as well. A big piece of tree where you dish out like a bowl and you can pound metal inside of that, and it works great.
Mark Chaparro said, I built my own steel roller, YouTube DIY metal roller bender and such, and they show you how they did it, and you can build one yourself.
Yeah, there's like Ian's used pipe and different stuff to roll metal. He's used a couple car rims. So I know there's different ways to roll sheet metal, and that's definitely something I'm going to be looking at. Just like the metal brake, I have an idea of how to bend some 45s. Like I said, luckily I haven't got the sheet metal yet, and that's coming. I'm just trying to get this framing of the back of the cab so that I can start attaching my sheet metal to. So that was my goal, was to hopefully had sheet metal on it, but I just didn't get my framing done quick enough.
Art Smith is joining us from YouTube.
So there we go. There's
Close cut.
My good buddy Art Smith. Again, shout out to Art Smith coming over. And really the biggest hurdle of this whole project was cutting the back of that bug off without damaging the suspension or cutting through it or cutting through anything.
He said, hey man, I don't see any bandages on your arms. So you survived that ruthless cut off wheel scenario that we talked about.
Yes. Yeah. And then I actually almost had that happen today, where the wheel got a little funky and almost destroyed itself.
Oh, great.
I got lucky and caught it. It grabbed and sent the metal and kicked back at me. And I was like, oh, man. And I looked at the wheel and I was like, oh, thank goodness I'm using these kind, because it has some fiber stuff that kind of keeps it from shattering. Mm-hmm. But it could have been bad. But again, Art, dude, I can't thank you enough for your help with getting the biggest hurdle that I had mentally and on the project, which was cutting the back end of the car off.
That was a huge step.
Huge step. And thanks for being there. Thanks for, and Art was great. He was like, look, I'm not going to do this for you. I'll kind of point to its things. And he'd see me, I'd start cutting, and he'd see me get in a sticky situation. He kind of tapped me on the shoulder, go, careful, and he'd point. And I'm like, oh, yep. Okay. So it was great because he was there, and
set of eyes.
Art's a hell of a fabricator. He's taken, if you ever get a chance to check out Art Smith stuff on Instagram, he took what should have never been saved, this C10 truck that was his dad's truck that he, as a kid, rode around in, and this thing was like, you see the pictures of like a tree growing out of a truck. I mean, this thing is that bad. Like half the truck was gone, and he refabricated and built the cab.
Is beautiful.
The cab, the grill, like took little pieces of metal and rebuilt. He had an extra grill, but he was like, it's not the grill from my dad's truck. So I'm saving the grill. I'm saving the cab. I'm saving the fender. There was no roof on this thing. He refabricated a whole new roof on it. Why didn't he go buy a new roof? Because he was like, that's not the roof. Let me make the roof. So huge shout out to Art.
We actually had
driven.
We did a 51 podcast. He was one of our. He was our first
go
guest.
Back and check that out.
Go check it out. It's on YouTube with Art Smith. It's fantastic. Tracy wants to know: did we find the pickup bed we were looking for? No.
Nope.
Johnny decided he's going to build it.
We're going to build it.
Ralph said loves the stance.
Hey, thanks.
Scott Ferguson's joining us, our buddy Scott. Those are the pics I sent you this afternoon. We can get a hold of the guy and get more if you need. So,
right. Hey, and thanks so much, man, for sending those photos.
Yeah, Scott's been amazing too.
Huge help.
Super supportive guy as well.
Yeah, I meant to mention Scott as well. He messaged me and he said, "Hey, man, check this out." And the guy had built a truck and he had a Model T bed in it. And it was great inspiration, some cool ideas. And man, I really appreciate it.
Mike Bartosh, this is the same thinking I had. He said, why not try to use the back half of the roof with the window in it? And I did mention this to Johnny, but we want a smaller window. So it's easier.
Also, too, if you look at the arch, the crowning on that window, it would, in my opinion, this is my opinion, it's too much arch. And it just would make it look goofy. So for me, the vision that I have at the back of that, the bug is it's going to be very flat. I want such a drastic difference between all the rounds,
bulbous in the front,
corner, because the front is very round, the roof is very round. I want such a juxt of that roundness with flatness to change the look of it so that it flows a little better. Because again, as we go into the actual back portion, which is the bed, everything becomes very flat and very straight up and down. There's not a lot of curves in that. So so that the flow goes from very curvy to very flat, I wouldn't want to carry that through that transition in the beds or the back of the cab. So it's even why I've kind of stayed away, even though there's budget things too, but kind of stayed away from doing a donor cab, which would have a lot of rounded corners. I really just envision it like a Model T, which is very flat in the back. I could be wrong. It could not look very cool when I'm done, but it's just what I see, and I drew a couple little sketches of it today, even. So maybe that part has changed. It's a lot more flat in the back than my original drawing.
Art said on that welder, you need to have a little more stick out so that you don't suffer what's called burn back. Save those tips. You can file them out. Have you been saving them?
Yeah. I only had one.
Okay. Dwight Wallace is joining us. He says, Greg Clemens and I built his car, and I built my truck in a much smaller garage than that. LOL. Size doesn't matter in some cases. Mark's Garage is joining us. We have all watched a weld pool form and then realized the hood is up. Oh,
yeah. Ooh, doggy.
We've got Hicks, Mike Hicks joining us.
Mike Hicks.
Looking good, you guys. Keep the pics coming. Yeah, I think people are digging that. Ray Haas said there's a salvage yard close that's called Teddy Bears. Yes, I've told Johnny about it. I have visited it myself back in the day.
So again, because I think that's what's good about this break is me pulling back. Right. And before I got that, because maybe I can go over there and I might be able to find something that I might be able to utilize for a couple $100 or, and it would probably be worth it
and save you some time. Yeah. Michael Williams said, could you use the back of an early bus for the cab back? Curbs would be close. Availability is tough. Maybe junkyard. Flash burn treatment is warm, wet tea bags unflavored on your eyes. Done myself hundreds of times. Tom says 53 to 56 Ford F100 cab would look sick.
Yes, and again, availability. Yes, I've gone. Holy cow! Like for a new sheet metal of those things, woo, man, unbelievable. Like I was even looking at. I went to a couple Model A, Model T websites just to see how much would like the bedsides be already with the bends and everything. It's like $1,500, and I'm like, nope, no thanks.
We paid less for the whole car. No. Wesley Wilkerson said you can always just purchase the sheet metal you need to make the back of your cab, and that's what we're doing.
Yeah, that's what we did.
Matt Williams said, couldn't you somehow take the back of the roof and fabricate a smaller trailer to match Kona?
Yeah, no, there's not much
Yeah.
left.
Yeah, it's pretty cut up. Howard Pierpont said, ask in the Facebook group. They use a Ranger Smith Ute tech support. Okay. Scott Hill said, get a small piece of aluminum to back the thin areas and prevent blow through. The weld will not stick and helps to build a base to weld to. Okay.
That's great. Great tip. Thanks.
Ray said, I have a brake you can come over and use.
Oh,
And he's just down the road. He's by the office, by my office.
Okay.
Chris McClintock said, hello, Johnny. Chris from Texas says, hello. I'm a huge fan, brother. Thanks for joining us. I'm racing through these because it's 10:30 and we said we were going to stop at an hour.
Yeah, we'll go a few more minutes.
Dwight Wallace said, what about using the back of a 55 Chevy truck cab or something like that with the small back window? Yeah, these are all great ideas. Again, we just need to head over there and really see what's available.
Yeah, the problem is more than likely in my neck of the woods. What's that? What are you laughing at?
Steven Sutherland just put Firebird. He's relentless.
You gotta love him.
That's so
Put
funny.
it up.
I love it.
So in my neck of the woods, I'm just not sure if there's much old stuff in the wrecking yards.
And if it is, it's probably going for top dollar because I think a lot of people are looking for stuff like that. But we'll see what we can find. Art says, thanks for the shout out from both of you. I told Johnny if he gets stuck, I ain't hard to find. So I'm in here working the other day because he came over on Friday.
Yeah.
And I'm like, who the heck is out there? I thought it was one of the neighbors.
Oh, no.
Because I'm like, who was he talking to? And I just let it go for a little bit. And, when I clocked out on my break, I'm like, I need to go see who this is because the person is still here. I'm like, he's not going to get anything done out there if he's chatting with the neighbors. And I go out and it's Art. And it's just him talking him through stuff. And Art is what, like 6'4"? He's a big guy. His viewpoint. Yeah. And like the way he could stand back and look at an angle from a different angle than you.
Well,
like,
and again,
so helpful.
He's got so much experience with, because again, this guy built that whole truck all alone in his garage alone with limited tools and limited stuff as well. And he's telling me stories. Again, he's a big dude. Like, oh yeah, the other day I was, had the transmission on my stomach, and then I was like, oh, I had a thing, and it was all this like he was at a point where he's like, what am I gonna do? I'm kind of stuck under here, and he just muscled it through and figured it out. And he's just one of those guys. He's got just so much experience, just a very smart, very
and super patient.
Yeah, he's
like
he's
he
a
is
great
just
dude. Again,
I love him.
Another dude. I'm
you,
so
Art.
grateful that he is my friend, and we wouldn't be this far without.
We were talking about it the other day after you left, Art, and I was just like, man, he's like the greatest guy. He really is. So we're so thankful for you.
Yeah.
Mr. Crinkle BK joining us from YouTube. Did you decide to do the 5-inch chop or the 6-inch chop? Sorry, I'm late.
5-ish.
5-ish.
6-ish.
It's a little in between, but again, we sat in it and it's going to work for what we need. And there is a little bit of a rake to it.
Yeah. So I can go back to that photo again.
Yeah. Can you show the side where it kind of, I mean, it's not a huge angle, but the front is definitely smaller than the back.
So
the back raises
if you
up
look
a bit.
at the window opening, so the actual top of the roof, the window is here.
Mm-hmm.
This visor is at least 2 inches more.
Yeah.
Cutting the vision. So really,
but we can see
out of it when we sat in there, and it was a pretty good field of view. I mean, we're probably not going to be when we roll up to red lights and stuff. I'll be like, "Is it green?" So we might have to put a few more.
You were kind of doing that in Raquel because she has a visor too.
Yeah,
I remember you doing that. Yeah. Even in that, and that window wasn't half as small.
Raquel's way taller than we're way up higher, so. Yep. So we'll definitely. I think our field of vision right now is just where we need it. Any more, and it's.
I don't need it anywhere. I'm not really looking.
Yeah, if you look at that distance between there and there, mm-hmm. there's.
But then if you look,
do you have an inch more? It would have been.
Do you have a better side shot so they can see how the front is in comparison to the back? How it kind of slopes up a bit.
Yeah, hold on. Let me get that.
Yeah, because it's I mean that one was kind of
there's a side view of it outside.
Okay. So yeah, I guess you can tell a little bit. It does seem like the front is a little bit lower.
The front.
Where the windshield is a little bit lower, and as you get towards the back, it goes up a little higher. Is what it looks like.
Okay.
You don't think so?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Where this is lower and then it goes higher.
Yeah, the windshield is up.
Yeah, the windshield's lower. That's all I was saying. That's all I was saying. Scott said, laughing my ass off, there's been times I've had to air the nose up all the way just to see the damn traffic light in the Dodge. Yeah, I know. That's where we're going to be. But you know what? It'll be worth it. It's going to look cool. And you can say at the end of the day that you did it by yourself.
And the reality is if it's so bad where I can't see, I'll just cut the damn roof off and we'll go, because we talked about a convertible too. So,
or you get the little mirrors. They sell the little mirrors to put on the dash.
Yeah. Or we just cut the roof off and we make
That's all we need.
Make it a roadster.
Oh my God.
Now that we've done it this far.
All right, guys.
The Piggles is moving.
Well,
what you call it? The Piggles?
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 No. What are you talking
The dog. Isn't that what you usually call her? Piggles?
No, her name's Coop.
I know what her name is, but what you call her.
Don't say it. She's in her cage right now. She's being good.
Yeah, you just said it.
She's being good. All right, guys. We're at an hour 5. We just wanted to come on tonight and just do a little bit of a recap. Johnny worked all day on the car today. Yep. And you took off yesterday. We went out to see Mama Wood and spent some time with her yesterday.
Yep, and Bible fellowship. That was great.
Yep. So
always a good time doing that.
Sunday was a little day off that you could at least enjoy a day off.
Yeah, it was great. And then, like you said, we got to spend some time with Mom and took the dog up and she got to hang out with Coop for a little while. And that's been great. So yeah, back at it, and so I'm back to work and then a few days off of, figuring this out and we'll continue to keep sharing and keep you guys posted. And we sure appreciate all the support that you guys have given us with this show, the Sketchy Live. Of course, the fact that you all showed up, even though there was no drawing and hung out with us, Sketchy Live, the podcast. We love the fact that you guys like digging that and love all the comments and everything. So, go ahead. You were breathing. Go ahead.
Yeah. Excuse me.
No, you're going to say something. Go.
Yeah, I was just going to say.
Then just say it.
Again, thank you for the support with the merch. We've had a really good couple weeks of getting stuff mailed out to people. Lots of orders being filled. So let's keep that up. We're kind of on a roll here. We are going to be prepping for Frankenmuth. That's coming up in September. So.
Doing our thumbnail freezes.
Still, that's coming up in September. So we are gearing up for that. We are going to be coming to that show with some merch as well.
Coming to the show with some merch.
Yeah, 4 new shirts rolled out a couple weeks ago, guys. If you haven't checked them out, please go do so.
Please go to the website, johnnyjalopy.com, where you can get cool hat stickers, lots of fun gear. We've got 4 new designs that are up on the website. Please go check them out. And of course, you can watch all the Sketchy Lives right from the website. So if you if you go to the Sketchy Live art and you see you're like, oh, how did that get drawn? Click on the thing. There's a link right to the video, and you can watch it live. Well, not live. You can watch the recording of it when it was done live.
Right.
But you can see how it was created, and there's a lot of fun, cool art out there as well. So JohnnyJalopy.com. Don't be afraid to head on over there. And of course, please like and subscribe if you're watching us on YouTube. And of course, if you're on Facebook, head on over to YouTube, like and subscribe. And always, please leave a comment if you dig the show. If there's things you have questions, things that you think we should improve on. The beautiful thing, no one said you couldn't hear us tonight. So
yay! We have audio. Yay! All right, guys. Well, we appreciate you and
we do.
Keep watching, and we will keep you posted.
And as always, stay sketchy. We'll see you guys next Monday.
Bye.
Later.